Hello everyone. Today we are going to work under a new application called Microsoft Visual Studio 2019. Here is an example of simple code that's give me a result, a hello message on the screen. We will try to execute this code. Before executing any code in C language, you should compile it. What I mean by compiling the code, to check if we have a syntax error in our statements. Thus, we are going to compile this code from the above menu. Going to click on build, then compile or using short key Ctrl F7. Once you click compile, your software will compile your codes. If there are any errors, it will show here in the error tab or output tabs. The result is 1 succeeded, 0 failed. It means that we have no errors in this simple code. Let's try to make some errors. Assume we miss semicolon after this printf statement, and you need to compile this code. We are going to build, compile. Once you compile, you get a missing semicolon error. Double click on the error. Then you will go to the location of the error occurred in your syntax in C language. Here we are, a missing semicolon. You can fix it. You can fix it and try again. Build, compile. So your code is free of errors. Next step, you will run your program. How to run your program? You go to debug, start debugging, or simply you can press F5 as a shortcut key to run this program. Start debugging. You will see the output is as follows. Hello message. So guys, this is a simple program we learned before in the previous videos. Now in this tutorial or this video, we are going to study a new statement, new C statement called Scanf. All right. Today we will learn a new statement called Scanf. We use Scanf to input values from keyboard. Syntax of Scanf in C language is as follows. Write Scanf, open parentheses, double quotation. I will let this empty space and discuss later. Comma, also empty spaces, semicolon. As you see, every single statement in C, it must be end with semicolon. Okay? Between double quote here, you should write the identifier of the variable. For example, if you have a variable x and you should assign it with a value, suppose 5, the number 5 is entered by the user. It's an input value. Here after comma, you write the variable name, which is x. Between double quotation, you will write the identifier of variable x to identify the type of variable x. Here, the type of variable x is an integer value, so you should write between double quotation %d. %d refer to a value, an integer value, which is assigned to variable x. Once you enter 5, this value will be assigned to variable x. Okay? Let's do some tutorial or some example on Scanf. For example, need to enter x. After the statement x, printf, I will scanf, print scanf, double quotation, comma, I will put here variable x, and between double quotation, identifier of x. But we have to put before the variable of x the symbol and which refer to the address of x in memory. All right. Every single variable or every variable was declared in your code. You should declare it before you use it. We have here a variable called x. Before I use this variable, I should declare it at the first line of my code. How we declare variable x? While the variable x is an integer variable, you write here a keyword called int, which is mean integer. Then the variable name, which is in our case is x. As we said before, every line in C statement, it should be end with semicolon. Okay. Scanf, it should be end with semicolon. All right. Let's try to compile it. Compile. Okay. This version of Visual Studio deny me to apply this type of scanf for security. Here you can use scanf_s, secure or safe scanf. All right. Compile. As you see, no error. Then you can debug it. Start debugging. The output is as follows. Printf enter x. On the output on the screen, you will see enter x. Then scanf of x. Suppose we have x value of 5. Once you press enter, the code or your program will end. All right. Number 5 will be in the memory. Because we declare a variable x in memory. Once you scanned this value of x, the number 5 will be assigned in the variable name called x. All right. You can print the value of variable x later on. Let's see how you can print it. After you input this value, You can't print it again. Printf. Let's say we want to say that the value of x is %d, comma x. Okay. Let's compile it. Zero error. And debug this program. Let's try it. Enter the value of x 10. Suppose we have x equal 10. Once you press enter here, the statement of the second printf will be performed. The value of x is, which is 10 in memory. It will be printed on the screen. Right? In this example, we have reviewed the two statements, printf and scanf. Let's try or study a new idea or new topic in C language. Okay, now we are going to learn about arithmetic in C. Arithmetic in C, how we apply arithmetic operators in C language. Okay, so we are going to learn arithmetic operators in C language. Okay, how many operators we should learn, or what are these operators? We have parentheses, we have multiplication, we have division, we have remainder or modulus operator, we have plus and minus operator. Okay, I write this operator in the sequence of precedence order. The first one, parentheses, it will be applied at the first. What I mean, if you have an equation or expression include several operators like these operators, which operator will apply before the second as these orders. Okay, I already arranged the precedence of the operators from the most priority to the least priority. If you have, for example, A times B, if you have A times B, how I present this expression in C language? It will be as follow: A star B. You can write this statement in C as follow: A star B. If you have A divided by B, we represent this expression as follow: A slash B. Remainder, as we know in math, remainder it's A mod B, modulus, which can be represented as a %B. Plus and minus, it's it's the same as an algebraic expression. Okay. Now let's do some example to discuss and study more about this expression. I will write a program. We will write a program to input that asks the user to input two numbers or two integers. Then your program will print their summation, their product, their difference, their quotient, and their remainder. I will make 5 different operations on these two numbers. Okay, let's begin our coding. I will make a new program. Hashtag include stdio.h to input our two statement or two functions for input and output. Input for Scanf, output for Printf, and main. Inside int main, I will write our code. First, we will declare a two integer variable, a and b. Right? Second, I will ask the user to enter these two numbers. Printf. I will ask the user to enter these two numbers. For example, let's say, please enter two integers. Okay. At the end of this statement, semicolon. After asking the user how to allow the user to input these two numbers by using Scanf. Right? You can input these two numbers in a single Scanf statement. As we show in previous in the printf statement, you can write identifier for the first variable, also identifier for the second variable. How to refer it after comma? First person D will be referred for A, comma, second person D will be referred for B. Okay. Let's try these two lines. I will compile my program. We have two errors. The Scanf, we learned that we should put here the address symbol for the variable, build, compile. As you can see, we have no error. Let's try it. Debug. Start debugging. You can see, please enter two integers. Suppose the value of A is equal to 5 and the value of B is equal to 10. Once you press enter, the value 5 will be in the variable of X in memory. The value of 10 will be in the variable B in memory. After we input these two values, I will perform some mathematical or arithmetic operation on the both variables. In our example, we need to print their summation, their product, their difference, and their quotient and remainder. How we do this expression, this arithmetic expression? Suppose we need to calculate the summation of A and B. What should I do? You have two ways. First way, you can apply the calculation inside the printf. The second way, you can declare a new variable for summation, and you apply the arithmetic operation of summation in this new variable. Then printf the variable sum. Okay, let's try the two ways. First ways, I will use the summation inside the printf directly. I will set, let's say, the sum equal identifier of summation will be integer. If you add integer value to integer value, the result will be an integer value. So the identifier will be %d. After the comma, I will write the expression for summation, which is a plus b. So this expression will add the value of a and value of b and will be redirect or referred to this %d. Finally, at the end of print statement, I should write semicolon. Let's try it. Debug. Start debugging. Please enter two integers. Suppose the value of x of a is equal to 5. The value of b is equal to 10. Enter. As you can see, the sum is equal to 15. This is the first way. The second way, you can use s variable refer to the summation is equal to a plus b. But you need to declare this new variable. This new variable is also an integer variable. You can here use this variable in the printf the sum equal %d. The result of summation is inside the variable s. Okay. Build, compile. Then you can debug and start debugging of your code. We have 5. We have 10. Enter. The result, it will be the same. Okay.
Sorry, doctor.
Next, you need to compute the difference between A and B. We can do the same. We can print the difference. We can write printf the difference equal %d A minus B. Okay. If you need to compute the quotient between A and B, what we should use to calculate and get the quotient of A divided by B? Let's say printf the quotient %d. The expression will be as follow: A slash B. Sure, I should write before the quotient escape sequence to enter a new line, after the result of the summation. How can we create a new line by using \n before the quotient, build, debug, start debugging. Let's try to divide 7 by 3. The quotient is equal to 2. Okay. If you need to get the remainder of 7 divided by 3, we will use the arithmetic expression percent or modulus. Okay, try it. The remainder equal %d. Instead of using slash, you should use %. Build. Then we build and compile the syntax of our code. We have no errors. Then you can start your program. Let's try same example. A equals 7 and B equal 3. As you can see, the sum is equal to 10, quotient is equal to 2, and the remainder is equal to 1. For more info how to divide two numbers, what I mean by quotient and remainder, if you divide 7 over 3, you get the quotient here and the remainder in this part. Okay, 7 divided by 3 is equal to 2. 2 multiplied by 3, 6. 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. As you can see, quotient will be 2 and remainder will be 1. Okay, quotient will be 2 and the answer of remainder will be 1 as we use in our code in C language. Okay, that's all what we need in this tutorial to learn in this tutorial. Thank you guys. See you in next lab session, next tutorial. Thank you for your time.